what's your overall impression of the kind of activity we're seeing in Nigeria at the moment on the equity scene?
Well, Alicia, you've said it all. What we actually have now is profit taking, and investors are beginning to take profit in any marginal gain that comes across their way. But we believe that the market is in a gradual stage of recovery, like you've seen for the past 6 days before the Friday, that the market went a little bit down. I don't see anything different happening this week too. I think for the first 2 or 3 trading days, we might begin to see the market still going a little bit down. But I think the market will continue to recover because what we're seeing now, it's like the market has actually come down to its bottom level. So the market can only get up and get down. This has to do with profit taking and sometimes results. We are still expecting some results this week. We would think will boost the market, like the result from Guaranteed Trust Bank. If it comes in this week and we are expecting that they'll be giving interim dividend, I think it will help the market too. Other results that have come in from the banking sectors have actually helped the market, and the signing of the assets management bill. So we need to have some positive about the market, and we think this positive might continue this week.
Yeah, of course, there is a consensus, as I was saying, that the drift lower on Friday, hardly surprising after the rally the market seen ever since AMCON was signed into effect by the president. Has there been a re-rating on the Nigerian market and specifically on the banking sector, Muktar?
Yes, they have been, because even before the signing of AMCON, you should remember that the first quarter result of this bank were not very bad. Mostly most of the banks that dictate the market, like Zenith, GT, even Access Bank, even UBA, even First Bank, the results were not actually bad. And the second quarter result of these banks was very, very good, even including banks like Sterling Bank, even Bank PHB, even the Rescue Bank were turning out with good second quarter's earnings. So when you look at that one with the signing in of AMCON, the assets management bill, you begin to say, okay, the banking sectors are coming back to be the toast of investors. But again, going forward, this bill have just been signed. We have a lot of things that we don't know about this bill. We have a lot of framework that's still going on between the Ministry of Finance, the CBN, and even Security and Exchange Commission will be involved. And so we're going forward, I think we are beginning to get there gradually. Confidence is beginning to come back. Profit is beginning to come for the banks. The banks are beginning to return to profitability, and the recapitalization of the Rescue Bank is ongoing. And so I think this has boosted investors' confidence in the banking sector.
Let's look at some of these companies that have been releasing results in the interim outside of the banking sector and the impact it's been having on investment decision. Lafarge WAPCO in its first half numbers showing a decline in turnover, while profit before tax and profit after tax increased. Your overall impressions of the numbers there, because the markets seem to have passed it pretty positively.
Yeah, Lafarge WAPCO is one of the best cement company in Nigeria in terms of release of results, in terms of making profit. But when you look in terms of paying of dividend, WAPCO has not been really there. They paid their dividend, has not been very fantastic. But I think people are beginning to have confidence because they had to build out a lot of factory plants before. They were doing building of a factory plant expansion program. So I think this expansion program is beginning to tell on their bottom line. And people are beginning to respond to it that, okay, good, with this their expansion program, then there may be more good results coming in towards the last term of the year. So I think that's why investors are reacting positively and knowing fully well that this is a sector, this is a company that has stood the test of time for a very long time, and they have one of the best cement manufacturing company managing them. So I think that is why people are responding positively to the results.
Well, given the faster growth in PAT despite declining turnover, Muktar, which declined by 27%, its improvement in operating efficiency that really stands in the spotlight and stands out. What are you making of how this company is managing its operational efficiencies at the moment, and how sustainable do you see that rate of efficiency being?
That's what I just said, because the company is building up built a new plan, and the plan is even still ongoing. The plan has not been completed yet, and they are making this good profit. And so that is why people are beginning to say this is a good company to look into, because they have been doing an expansion program. They have been bringing in new machines, trying to reduce their overhead costs also, and trying to build their own independence power plant. All these are ongoing projects. And I think by the time these projects are completed, it will really, really show very well in the bottom line and in the profit term. So that is why you see investors are beginning to respond positively to this result that is coming in. The ones they are able to complete their plan and they are able to get their independence power plan on in, Muktar Mohammed will definitely be the toast of investors. I'm sure it's going to reward its shareholders beautifully this season.
So given the rally we've seen in that stock price over the last few days, we've got that share price sitting at 141 naira. You would be a buyer?
Well, it depends. Individuals, when you're looking at individuals that are looking at long-term investment, yeah, very good. The medium term, yeah, very good. But to some individuals, this stock might just be too expensive for them when they look at the profit, because I expect this stock to go a little bit down this week. I'm expecting profit taking will come into most of them that have heard this stock, knowing fully well that this stock has been in a gradual increase for some time. So I think it will definitely go a little bit down before we see one of the third quarter result comes in. Maybe we begin to see a gradual movement again of that stock. I don't see it continue that pace that it started last week. I think there will be a retail this week.
Well, Nestle Nigeria, another company out with first half results for this year, exceeding some expectations, with turnover and a profit after tax having grown 25% and 45% respectively. How did it rate against your expectations?
Beautiful. Nestle Nigeria, one of the toast of investors, one of the stock that have tested time, one of the stock that they call the recession-proof stock. So they have not been doing badly, and they continue with that trend. They know their product is all over Nigeria, and their product is a product that has been tested. And one thing that helped Nestle is that most of those people that are shareholders of this company are actually what we call the pensioners, people that bought this stock for a very, very long time. They are not ready to sell. The dividend payout from this stock is beautiful. And so it's not a stock that very, very young investors goes into. Most investors that go into that stocks are people that have a lot of liquidity in terms of capital flow. And we're talking about the pension administrators and other assets management companies that actually take position in Nestle. So it's really helping, because it's a stock that actually every year they have not disappointed their shareholders in terms of dividend return and in terms of profitability. Well, it's a stock that one have to watch at. It's a stock that is still going to go up. But how far it will go will depend on its third quarter results.
Yeah, but there's also a new strategy that it's got working in its favor, where it's looking to increase market share via the packaging of its products in, in more economy-sized pack. What's your view on the company's strategy in that regard, the one that it's currently got in play?
Yeah, when you look at that, that shows that the management are very focused. That shows that the management are actually thinking and re-strategizing themselves for the sector, because most locals, there are so many small local companies that are coming out now that are trying to campaign with Nestle in terms of some of their product. So the company need to repackage themselves, need to be a little bit accessible to the low income earners, and I think that's what they are doing. And I think it's a good story. It shows that it's a company that is focused. It shows that the management of these companies are actually working very hard to make sure that they increase the level of profitability of the company and make sure that the company maintains its rating as one of the best companies in the conglomerate sector in Nigerian economy.